Alright, this is just a refresher for some of the important concepts for angles. The first thing to know how to do is how to identify angles. We've got points on lines, and those points are used to identify angles. So we always give the points to identify the angle, and the middle point is always the vertex of the angle. So it's sort of like connect the dots. So if I'm talking about angle CBA, I go from C to B to A. So that's this angle here, and it's connecting these two line segments, the line segment from C to B and the line segment from B to A. Now you can also talk about angles when you've got more than one line intersecting. So here I'm looking at angle AOB. I'm going from B to O to A. But this angle here crosses this line, and you can do that. This is angle FOD. I go from F to O and all the way over to D. So AOB is an acute angle, FOD is an obtuse angle. And you'll remember that acute is an angle between 1 and 89 degrees, so an angle that's less than 90 degrees. And an obtuse angle is more than 90 but less than 180. So it's more than a 90-degree angle, but not quite a straight line. We can also talk about transversal lines, and those are lines that intersect with another line. This line here is line 3, or L3, and it's transversal to line L1 and line L2 because it crosses line L1 and L2. When we've got a transversal intersecting two lines, we've got two regions. We've got the interior and exterior. The interior is this part here in the middle. So everything in between are two parallel lines, L1 and L2. And the exterior is the outside, so above L1 and below L2. That's the exterior. When we're talking about interior and exterior, we've got alternate pairs. So an alternate interior pair and an alternate exterior pair. Alternates are always across the transversal from one another. So when I have an interior angle on one side, the alternate interior is on the other side of the transversal and also on the interior. So this is angle ABH and angle BFE. I've got another pair of alternate interior angles right here. And then I've got exterior pairs as well. One alternate exterior pair up here and down below here. And the other alternate exterior pair are these two angles here. I've also got corresponding angles. Those are the angles, one interior and one exterior, on the same side of the transversal line. So this angle here, ABF, corresponds to GFH. And the important thing to know here is that L1 and L2 are parallel. That means that these corresponding angles are congruent. Congruent means that they are the same size. Another pair of corresponding angles would be DBF and EFH. Those are also congruent. One more pair, CBD and BFE, are corresponding congruent angles. And my last pair of corresponding angles, CBA and BFG. I can also talk about interior and exterior about a geometric figure, in this case a triangle. The interior is the inside, the blue region here, and the exterior is everything outside, that's the yellow region. When I'm talking about a triangle, there's an important property to know, and that property is that the interior angles of a triangle always sum to 180. So if I add this angle and the third angle, I will get 180. That comes in handy when you've got two angles that are known and one that's unknown. In this case, I know 65 and 55, and I have to find the remaining angle. So I can use that property to say this angle plus my unknown will give me a sum of 180. Knowing that, I can add 120. I can add the two unknown angles, which give me 120, plus the unknown would give me a total of 180. That means the difference between 120 and 180 is my unknown angle. When I have a difference, I can use subtraction to find my unknown angle, and that unknown angle is 60 degrees. So I can replace my unknown with 60 degrees here. When I know the interior angles, I can calculate an exterior angle. I have two properties that I can look at. Two angles that add to 180 degrees are called supplementary, and two angles that add to 90 degrees are called complementary. This pair here, 60 degrees and my unknown, will form a supplementary pair. So I've got 60 degrees and I've got my unknown. I can use the same formula. 60 plus the unknown gives me 180. That means my unknown is the difference between 180, my straight line across here, and 60 degrees. So that means my unknown is 120 degrees. When I see a diagram like this, I've got a triangle here, and I've got two lines. These two lines are parallel. It looks a little more complicated, but in fact it's not. If you remove one of those lines, you've got two parallel lines and a transversal. Again, I can remove the other line, and I'm left with two parallel lines and a transversal. So by breaking it down into those two steps, I can actually figure out quite a few of the unknown angles. I hope this helps you figure out angles and learn some of the vocabulary. Thanks for watching.